B.F. Skinner was a radical behaviorist who invented the Skinner box and studied operant conditioning. Skinner believed that we do have a mind and that it's simply more productive to study observable behavior rather than internal mental events. He also believed that the best way to understand behavior is to look at the causes of action and its consequences, which was then called operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is known as a method of learning where the consequences of a response determine the probability of it being repeated. With operant conditioning, behavior which is reinforced and rewarded will likely be repeated, and behavior which is punished will likely occur less frequently. B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning work was based on Thorndike's law of effect, but Skinner introduced a new term, which was reinforcement. Behavior which is reinforced tends to be repeated and strengthened, whereas behavior which is not reinforced tends to die out and is weakened. B.F. Skinner studied operant conditioning experiments using animals that he would put into what was called a Skinner box. In the operant conditioning chamber device, animals' behavior was recorded in a compressed time frame, where the animals would be rewarded or punished for engaging in certain behaviors. Skinner identified 3 types of responses that can follow behavior. Number 1 being neutral operants, where responses from the environment neither increase or decrease the probability of a behavior being repeated. Number 2 being reinforcers, where responses from the environment increase the probability of a behavior being repeated, which can be either positive or negative. And number 3 being punishers, where responses from the environment decrease the likelihood of a behavior being repeated. Positive reinforcement is where behavior is strengthened by rewards, which leads to the repetition of desired behavior. For example, in the classroom, if a teacher rewarded you for any time you completed your homework, you will be more likely to repeat this behavior in the future, thus strengthening the behavior of completing your homework. In conclusion, positive punishment is a classic example of operant conditioning in the classroom and is something many teachers use today.